All right, so Brandon, here we are on what is it, Monday night after an exciting, very, very exciting FTR race that you had on Saturday. Did not finish, unfortunately. You was running very well, didn't get a very good start, but you rolled up to third place, which wasn't bad against those two guys that we were racing, and weren't that far behind them. And then we had some issues going on. So, but what eventually took us out was the quad. The quad basically just shut off. Okay.
Yeah.
And we have not yet figured that out yet. We've got suspicions, and you have been talking to our good friends and sponsor, BNR Motorsports, with Ryan and Robert. I'm sorry, Robert, and have been trying to figure it out. So you just want to discuss a little bit about the race, and then we can move on.
Yeah. Felt really good. The bike was handling really well. Obviously, I'm sure everybody's seen it, or a lot of people have, the incident with the other rider that I was racing or trying to pass, and just had a little incident there, and felt like I didn't really do anything wrong. I felt a pretty clean pass. Everything went how I was planning on it to happen, and unfortunately got cussed out for doing that. So
that don't happen very often. It really took us by surprise. And
yeah,
it caught us all off guard.
It doesn't happen very often at all.
No.
Yeah, it's just crazy that it happened at a local race too. It's just
and the thing about it is, me or you, either one, didn't even warrant that. You know what I mean? I mean, if we had did something,
it'd be different if I did do, or did. I would have stopped. I would have, because I'm not that kind of rider, and that guy assumed I was that kind of rider. So I'm not that kind of person, and just wanted to have a talk with the guy, and he took off before I could have a talk with him. So that happened. Took back off. That obviously put us way back. Probably 45 seconds, I'd say. I'm not sure exactly how long, but put us way back, and felt good. Just still felt good. This was riding really hard, trying to feel the bike out, trying to make sure everything's good for gncc. Next thing you know, probably 2 miles into that lap, it decided to quit on me. So been talking to Robert a little bit here and there, and trying to get some information, pick his brain about it a little bit. He's not 100% sure what it is, but we're gonna do a few things. We just haven't had time to look at it. Today is Monday, so Sunday we didn't do nothing, and then today's our first really work day on anything, and right now that is not the main priority. Originally it was going to be the race bike for the Hoosier, but right now just kind of want to park it. It needs a few things. We're getting those stuff from BNR at this track this weekend, and get it all done. We just want to make sure it's 100% before we go out and race with it. So we got to diagnose it, look at it, fix it up. So we're back to prepping the old new race bike, I guess you could say.
Right. Right. That was uncalled for, and still pissed off about it today. And it's aggravating. But one thing about us is we are not raised to back down. We're not going to start anything, but we will certainly get involved if you want to get involved. But so what we'll do is, so we're going to catch you up a little bit, Brandon. I was going to talk about this sponsor right here, Brandon. I did not get video of it the other day, but we ran into these guys here. This is Drew Landers and his wonderful dad, Drew Magna 1, and his wonderful dad. We ran into him at the Camp Coker race and got to talking to him, and he was gracious enough to let us try this stuff. Now, you have already been washing the quads and detailing the quads with it, although we have just not did a video on it. Well, what is your first impression? We'll walk out there, and I know you're getting ready to wash this thing.
Yeah.
What is your first impression of this stuff so far?
I actually really do like it. So the stuff we were using before was actually really abrasive, and what it did was it sort of made the bike look ugly, if you ask me. It just took the shine off everything, and it was too abrasive. It did well getting dirt and everything, grease and grime off, but it was just too abrasive for the four-wheeler. So we decided to try Magna 1 and talk to Drew and talk to his dad as well, and seemed like great people. Talked to them. They decided that they wanted me on the program, so I decided to try it out, and I've washed probably 4 times with it so far, and it does a perfect job every time. It does equally as good of a job as taking the grease off and the dirt off as the other stuff, without tarnishing the four-wheeler, making the four-wheeler look dull looking, I guess you could say.
And most importantly, we were looking for something because you've got this brand new four-wheeler that's all shined up, and I mean it's.
We got a pretty looking four-wheeler over there, and we do not want to put no abrasive anything on it. So
right. So anyway, I caught Brandon over here just doing that. So I'll catch him up a little bit, Brandon. So anyway, so that's a small race report from this past Saturday at the FTR race, and then now how we move forward. Now, Brandon, I might have to explain some of this stuff, Brandon, but from what I understand, this is our brand new ATV. This is the one that Brandon was riding at Florida Trail Riders this weekend, and we were going to race it this weekend at the Hoosier race, Indiana. Okay, this quad's got very, very few hours on it, but as you guys well know, he was riding it and it just shut off, and we still not figured that out. Now, the quad's not been washed for a couple reasons. We did not work yesterday. Took the whole day off yesterday. Brandon had some things to do. I had other odd items to do also. So we did take off all day yesterday. Second reason is we don't want to wash it until we want to take it and just look at different things. We honestly think it's a key pod, is what we're thinking it is. This little key pod right here is sort of like a Sea-Doo. These keys just pop right out, and they got like little magnets in them. That make them operate. We honestly think it's something related to this, or keep in mind this is the one he just did the stem on, had the air box off. Not sure when we put everything down, it disconnected something with this, you know, that'll turn off the quad. We're not positive, so we do not want to wash anything until we get that. I had another subscriber ask me about something. This is our GoPro mounts. I'm not sure if you can see that. That's what I use. What I do is I got one hole here and one hole there. I run a zip tie across this way, run a zip tie across this way. This stays on the quad. It does not get removed. It's obviously stuck there. But then also what I've done is I've taken a zip tie run in the front, zip tie run in the back, and then it's solid. I'm not going to lose anything. And the new GoPros, the way they lock in there, see, it's not going to move. Obviously, you see this thing don't rattle around either. So what I do is I take the GoPro 10, stick in there, and then adjust it, and obviously put it in there. So I did have a subscriber ask me what and where I mount them at. So obviously you can see where it's mounted at there. And for the most part, it's been pretty good. You know, you can see another one on the other four-wheeler here. That's a little bit different style. That one there is raised up a little bit. We found out that there's a lot of, there's a lot of stress on that, so I don't use them because I'm afraid of that breaking, just a slamming and everything. So, but anyway, just wanted to catch up. All right, so let me tell you what we're doing. So he's not gonna race that four-wheeler, okay? So I'll walk you out there in a second, but he's out here. Let me walk out there right quick. We got all kinds of things going on here. Got my pontoon boat here. I got a club car body here that I've got sanded, getting ready to paint. This is Brandon here, out here on the patio here. Got the Magna 1 spraying all over the quad. So this is the quad that we have been racing all year, and so we've got to do a few things to it. Obviously, it's going to get the new plastics on there. Power steering pump, that is the major thing here. So Brandon feels like there's something going on with that power steering pump. That's not correct, but anyway, got the HMF pipes on there, and nothing wrong with this four-wheeler here. So what the reason why that we wanted to ride this one, because it's got a power steering problem, and those things are on back order, so we don't have one, which is another problem. So we have tried, can't find one. Obviously we would like to put a new one on there, and would do it, but we can't find one. So this is what we decided we're going to do. The one that's in this quad here, this is the 850 that was sitting over here in the corner forever. Don't really like robbing parts, okay? Never been one of those kind of guys, but in this case I feel like we probably need to, because Brandon doesn't trust that, and obviously just not so sure that even if we found something that he's really happy. Okay, there's a few other items that quad needs. The upper A-arms needed to be gusseted. There's some more work that needs to be done to that thing, which we had planned on doing it this week without having to chase another issue. So we've decided to scratch that plan and move forward, and he will race that one at the John Penton more than likely. By then hopefully we'll have some items. So this particular quad right here, this is the 850. This is the quad that Brandon raced all of last year, and it's been a really good quad for Brandon. It has a power steering unit that's literally got 4 races on it. Okay, we have swapped it out, and so our intentions is to pull this one out, being that it's half torn down anyway. This quad's getting new or different plastics, so we're going to remove the power steering unit out of this one and put in that one, so he can race the newer bike this weekend at the Hoosier race. Now, the other consideration was just go ahead and put this one back together and let him race this one, which we could. The problem is this one's got a little bit more time on it than we'd like, which there's no, you know, everything's new on it, newer on it, but it does have a lot more time than, for instance, the one that he's going to be riding. So, and you know, right now he's leading the 4x4 Pro Points, and we just didn't want to take any chances. We want to try to come with our best shot, and that's what we're trying to do. It may not happen that way, but we're gonna try to bring the best piece that we have. So, with that being said, power steering unit's got to come out of that. He's washing the other one. While that one's drying, we're going to start yanking the power steering pump out of this one. Then, our plastic issue, we're going to put all the new plastics, okay, on that quad that's out there, okay. These plastics, I think, are going to go on this quad, if I'm not mistaken. That will not be today and not be this week for sure, because then we'll have to get a power steering unit and wait on a power steering unit for this quad, which is the other reason why we decided to take it out of this one, is because we don't mind if this one does sit until we get that back order filled. So that's what we're doing. We're going to let this one sit, and we don't mind robbing that piece out of it, even though I don't like doing that. In this situation, that's what we're going to do. So the new plastics are going on the quad out there. We got brand new Spider graphics going to go on it. Those yellow plastics there that he's been running this season will go on the 850, and then there's another set here. I don't know, I think all this is just spare stuff, I think, here. So anyway, that sort of gives you an idea of where we're at and what we're doing here. And we got a lot of work. Today is Monday. We've got to be done with everything by Wednesday night. Plan on leaving on Thursday. So all of us aren't going, but most of us are, and gonna be a light crew this weekend, but we're very excited to get back after something up north and get some cool weather. It is darn hot down here. Haven't had a lot of rain, and extremely dusty, and we are ready to go up north. And if it's a mud race, we're okay with that right now. You know what I mean? We just want something a little different, and we are very, very excited to get up there and race some of these 4x4 Pro guys with Brandon. So, all right, let me turn the camera off. I got to get to work. I'm gonna get over here. Brandon's already got half the tools laid out here because he's taking the other quad apart. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started here, and then he's gonna get finished watching that. All right, so Brandon, we got this one out. 850 Can-Am Renegade. Got the power steering unit out there, and here it is here. And Brandon has cleaned it up with some Magna 1. Hey Brandon, we was talking about that earlier. Can they just get if they're interested in that Magna 1 cleaner, can they just get a hold of you maybe, and then you can get them in touch with the
yeah, I'll get them in touch
Landers?
with the Landers. Me and him are a pretty good friendship going on, so
okay,
get you in touch with him and he'll set you all up.
Well, I'm sure that, you know, if people want to know where to get it from, they can certainly. If I'm not mistaken, I think you can order it online, and then I think his dad told me they was gonna. Oh, better not say. I don't know. I think they was going to try to some kind of distributorship through one of a big vendor, I think. But I better not say, because I don't know for sure. We're a new beginner user to it, and they've been very good to us so far, and seem like they have a lot of knowledge. And if you're going to GNCC, they got a huge dirt bike race team there, right, Brandon?
Yeah.
Got the big semi truck hauler and everything else.
Bryson Neal as well.
Bryson Neal, your XC1 Pro rider. He's also sponsored by Magna 1, so certainly you should be able to find it. If not, you guys message me and I'll get you in touch with the right people. But if you're going to GNCC, those guys will be there this weekend, I'm sure, and more than likely he'll have some product. And his dad owns Mr. Landers owns a a trading post of sort, a hardware store of sort. And anyway, I bought a Milwaukee drill. It's at the cart shop. A Milwaukee drill from him at the Camp Coker race. So they are selling some of those items. If you're needing some items also for your motorhome, if you get to the races and forget a water hose or something like that, they have it down there, and they're parked on Vendor Row. So, all right, so Brandon, so we got the power steering unit out of the 850 over there, and you've got it cleaned up with the Magna 1. We took the leaf blower and blowed this thing off. We have got to get moving along, and we're running out of time, so we want to go ahead and get this thing out tonight. Also, I was going to tell you too, while we had it out, we went ahead and took the radiator out and the fan out and cleaned that. Usually we do that about every 2 races anyway, but not sure when the last time we had done this one. Probably a couple of races ago, Brandon. I'm not sure. We really haven't had no motor races this year, so except for the Georgia round, right? So really, it's not been that bad. But anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and get this one here out and get the other one installed. I was going to show something else too. So I had another question. This has been, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. I've been aiming to get a picture of it. Had a subscriber ask me a question about what is this plate here in the back. Okay, so understand something. This is not Can-Am. This is my Afro engineering that I come up with, okay? And certainly not the best here, but I'm not a sheet metal guy by any means. But what we're trying to do is these wonderful HMF dual exhaust header pipes get so extremely hot. The heat transfers through here, and actually the fan or the variator inside the radiator actually blows air into this chamber here and blows the hot air out of here, so you can get it out of here. Well, what happens is it heats up our shock back here, and we have a feeling that it heats all this stuff, this oil up in the shock, and over a period of a race we feel like that sometimes this shock will lose its viscosity in the oil and not work proper. So what we do is I put this piece of aluminum on here, and it's nothing special here. So what I did is just cut out a little pattern here, zip tie. You have to chase those things. Sometimes those things they break. You've got 2 pop rivets there, and the interesting thing, it's very thin in here. There's not a lot of gap, but you can see there is a gap. I don't have it rubbing on the exhaust, nor is it rubbing on the shock here. But all that is deflect the heat away from the shock body here, is all that is. I had a subscriber ask me that in one of the comments, and I have neglected to get back and answer that question, but that's what it is. It's just to deflect the heat away from the shock there. So all right, so let me put the camera down here, and I got to help Brandon. We got to get this this power steering unit out here. Now, Brandon, this one here isn't like roasted, but it just, to you, it feels like it gets stiff over a period of a race, right?
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of intermittent, kind of weird. A little bit different, if you ask me. Kind of feels like it softens up every time.
Yeah.
Every now and again, then it'll harden up. Kind of weird.
Now, can you catch them up? That's not brand new. When we built this quad, that was not brand new.
No, it was not.
We could not get them at the time, and still can't get them, okay? So, what do you think that unit has on it? Golly, a lot.
Well, it's been since Cunningham had it. I don't know if he ever
80 plus hours.
So it probably been factory, probably never been changed, probably 80 hours.
Yeah, so anyway, we want to change it, okay? We've been aiming to get a new one and put in this quad, and we just haven't. So from what we understand is most guys, they don't change them until they go bad, okay? We really don't want to do that. I guess it's okay to do that, and that's what we did here, obviously. But we felt like in the last 2 races, Camp Coker in the race before that, I think it was the other South Carolina, at the Union, South Carolina, Brandon felt like it would lock up and then go away, and then lock up again and then go away, and he felt like that. So anyway, it's probably time for a new unit. So we're gonna, another reason why we want to try to get that quad there done so we can get this one out. But wish we had a new one to put in, but we don't. So we took the one out of there. That one's only got 4 races on it, so we know the time on it, but this one's exhausted. So all right, let me get going. All right, we got this thing out, and or the old one out, and this is the new one we're getting ready to put in here. So put a little bit of lube on that there, so it'll slide in into our B&R Pitman arm here. That's been modified there. It's got a Zerk fitting on the bottom of it. So anyway, Brandon's waiting on me to put the camera down to do it. All right, so Brandon, I think we got half the toolbox out, but we got all the tools laid out because we swapped out 2 power steering units, one out of the 850 and put into the 1000. So we did get it all finished up tonight, and we're getting ready to go in. It's getting late again, but anyway, the power steering unit's in there. Got the B&R Pitman arm hooked back up. We still have to lube this whole quad here, so we'll probably go ahead and lube it next, I guess, and then we got to put the radiator in there. Got the radiator and the fan over there where we had washed it, or Brandon washed it, so we're gonna put the radiator and the fan in there. And then the IQ front bumper, Brandon, we're gonna have to bend back out. This is the one where you and Landon Wolf had some issues there in the last lap at Camp Coker, and you end up hitting him. So you know, after he made a mistake. So we're going to actually try to take one of those bumpers over there and try to bend it back out, being that you don't have another one, right?
Yeah.
So the new IQ front bumper went on the new bike. Yeah. There is one there, but we don't really want to rob that. I think we can bend this one back out. You agree?
Yeah. I got one coming, so eventually it's going to get replaced, I'm sure, at some point in time again. So
yeah, I'm sure. So what we'll do is they're built out of aluminum, so, and they bend. Which
I'm fine with. I'd rather the bumper bend than anything else. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they're made to bend. So but anyway, we're gonna try to take it. It's just a few tabs.
Yeah.
So we probably should be able to bend it back out, and it'll look good. But anyway, that about whipped me.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
They're really ugly.
It's not too terrible. Putting it back in isn't the funnest.
Yeah, getting them out, you just merely take bolts loose and drop it out. But
lining everything back
getting
out,
them go back,
bit.
Getting them go back in. So anyway, that unit there has probably got about 4 races on it, I think, is what we figured out. So hopefully those issues will go away with it fading and that kind of stuff. So anyway. Tonight's Monday night, and then tomorrow night we got to do the radiator and the bumper and the plastics and the graphics. We've actually got to install horns on this too.
Yeah, there's still a lot of work to get done.
Yeah.
Just because we did the hard part doesn't mean there's a lot of other little stuff that has to be done.
Yeah, so we got to put horns on this one, because the horns the way we mount them on the plastics over there with the little headlights. So I got to build some aluminum pieces so we can mount the horns on the new plastics there, and then but as far as the wiring, we just got to wire the horn switch back in and that kind of stuff. So we got to do that. That's pretty important. And Brandon will use his horn a little bit different this time. Yeah. Just to alert the riders, the lap riders that the pro guys are coming. So certainly wasn't that guy's mistake. It was your mistake. But at Camp Coker. But anyway, so Brandon is going to try to blow the horn a little bit sooner, and try to alert some of the riders in front of them that the 4x4 guys are coming, or at least the pro riders. So other than that, I'm tired. Ready to go in. So, all right, so we're getting ready to close this video out, and we're going to go in and got a pretty busy day at work tomorrow. Brandon will be off on Wednesday. Brandon's got diabetes, juvenile diabetes, and he's got to go to St. Pete at the hospital to get a 90-day checkup. So he gets his blood levels checked and that kind of stuff. So, and basically, so every 90 days he goes, and it gives the doctor an accumulation of his sugar lows and highs over a period of a 90-day span. So and then that measures and gives us his number, and that tells how good Brandon has been taking care of it, and how he's not, if he's not. So he's got to do that on Wednesday, and then we might have a little bit of time on Wednesday night to work a little bit. So but I think we can get it all done. Just got to keep after it. So but it's no problem. All right, well, anyway, guys, listen, we appreciate you guys watching our videos. Like, comment, and share, and try to get back to all the comments. And if you guys got any questions for us, certainly let us know. And we look forward to showing you some more. We're going to try to get some more video tomorrow night. Appreciate it. Thank you.